अदनान, चेतन, जिगर, जीकू, अजीत, समाज, मराठ, अनूप, अकील, मोहम्मद फैसल, जयप्रकाश, मोहसिन, मफी, प्रीति, प्रिया, आजितोष, तुषार, उबैद, जीकू, सर वसीम, सर इरफान, सैयद, विष्णु, कम, मोहम्मद, वंदना, वेल कुमार, अली, अली रजा, एडविन, चंद्रा, मोहम्मद, इमरान, सर अरफात, दीपक, अदनान, अजय, बतूर, इब्राहिम, मुरली, रिजवान, सचिन, सुजीत, कॉम्प्लेक्स, रिया, सैयद, फैसल, हारून खान, विनय, जावेद, सेंगर, फारिद, प्रदीप, प्रेम, अभिषेक, आमिर, कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशन, मोहम्मद, सही, परिता, नबील, चित्रा, तलाश, हारिस, कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशन, मनीष, अमर, अनिरुद्ध, अलीसा, असलम, आतिफ, ग्रेस, ग्रेग, बैक, सचिन, कमाल, बशकर, रोहित, पैटिस, दीक्षित, रियाज, सौरभ, सिद्धार्था, नदीर, तारिक, वेंकट, तो हरी पश्चिम से मंसूर, रेहाना, विजय, विशाल, अर्जुन, असद, इलियास, खान, कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशन, एंथनी, अरविंद, हसान, वसीम, मंगेश, राज, अकबर, परना, संकल्प, विषय, ईश्वरी, अफजाल, विवेक, हसीब, हामिद, लीश, पल्लवी, अनम, फैसल, बुरहान, हुसैन, मतीन, पांडे, सैयद, खलील, मुनीफ, हसान, गुप्ता, आशा, अजय, इकेन, पूजा, तलहा, विजय, अमजद, जाफरी, हसन, सुजित, अमित, बीबी, राजू, पवन, उमर, मान, रितेश, अहमद, गुप्ता, शीश, मैरी, शॉन, जमाल, तुलसीदास, अनान, मोहसिन, नदीम, अली, इसाम, अवैस, अजीम, मंसूर, शकील, केरिया, हसन, रियाज हुसैन, प्रदीप, मीना, आसमा, दुर्गा, शरीफ, अली अल बलूच, कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशन माय फ्रेंड, सलमान, सुबता, हसन, मोहसिन, मनीक, क्रिस्टोफर, जंगीर, जुनैद, हमास, मोहम्मद शफीक, नवीन, दरिक्सा, फियाज, प्रशांत, इलियास, धमवीर, नीजू, अब्राहम, श्रीनिवास, सुंदेला, नबील अहमद, नवीद, बिलाल, सिद्रा अली, शाजी, उबैब, बाबर, कौडी, रिजवान, इमरान, विवेक, राजीव, राव, इश्ताक, फैजान, रहील, निसार, उमर, आज, संदीप, शराज, तीनों, नुसमा, कीर्तन, कोमल, शिवानी, सलमान, सदा, आनंद, दिलवम, अजय, साबिर, उजैर, सुरिंदर, प्रदीप, अमीर, मोहित, वकास, निधि, उमर, उस्मान, संदीप, अमित, अबू ताहिर, नवीन, अर्शद, मोहम्मद, विवेक, या गुलशान, फुरकान, गजेंद्रा, नागराज, नसीमा, सागर, मोहम्मद, जायना, हुसैन, रश्मि, नेहा, फैसल, अली, अली, अल अजमी, हमाद, नुमान, आलम, विजय, सरनाया, सवाना, मोहम्मद, जक्का, जाकिर, कांग्रेचुलेशन, सादिमा, सहर, अजेब, समीर, इफ्ती, तलाल, हमाद, उमर, उस्मान, मलिक, अजेब, वकास, प्रिया, रफी, सायरा, सरस्वती, सौरभ, सशवानी, फैवज, श्रीकांत, प्राण, जानदार डुओ, फ्रांसिस, अब्दुल, मोहम्मद, उमर, अभिषेक, अभिलाष, अबरार, फरहान, लता, निधि, इब्राहिम, विनोद, फैसल, अमीर, इनाम, अब्दुल अजीज, इकेन, अकमल, अजान, बासिल, गारिमा, केविन, पद्मा, साजिद, साजिद, वलीद, चेताली, अनामिका, जरनाब, सुदीप, नवीन, मोजदेव, नवीद, कांग्रेचुलेशन, आतिफ, चक्रा, हसन, नदीम, आबिद पटेल, आदिति, सुभाषेश, कुरेश, सुमेरा, रफीउल, गुलाम, शाम बाबू, दीपक, कैरोलिन, लिनविन, शीतल, एल्विन, उनिंद्रा, प्रशांत, अब्रार, अली खान, राम, विद्या, तलहा, बासाद, राशिद, माधवन, गुरजीत, ऋषु, दत्ता, सबान, अजीम, मंगेश, मुदस्सिर, प्रदीप, सिद्रा अली, मैन, कांग्रेचुलेशन, सुहेल, अमूल, तहसीन, नबील, आतिफ, जिया, नित्या, शाह, मोहम्मद, शकील उमर, अहमद, मिस्टर अवध, श्रुति, सलमान, खालिद, जान, सैयद, सत्यस्नैन, वसी, सैयद, सुहेल, शाम सिन्हा, जिद इकबाल, विवेक. And here we have my 1000 PM in less than 3 years, Muhammad Adil. Hello everyone, can you hear me? Can you see me? Okay, so I hope that everything is great at your side. Whenever I see this video, it really motivates me that we have helped so many people. Now, I guess we are standing at 1260 or 70 something. I will check after the batch, which is starting in just 2 days. I have a batch in 9 starting in 2 days. If you haven't registered, you can. Still, the registration is open. One of the most important thing that I want to share today about PMP, and I did made a short video about it. The video was about the level of difficulty of PMP. You see, one of the important thing to understand the PMP exam is that I have observed in last 4 to 5 years from the time the PMP exam has become online. Okay, there are multiple things that I want to share with you about that. Okay, there are multiple things that I want to uh, share about that thing, but the most important thing that we need to look into that is that PMP exam keep on oscillating. What do I mean by keep on oscillating? It changes the difficulty level, right? Sometimes it becomes comparatively easy, sometimes it becomes comparatively challenging. And as a PMP consultant, not only just my students, not only those people who you see here, but I am in contact with almost all of the top trainers in the PMP domain, and I keep on asking them because I'm kind of an obsessive person. Right now, in the month of September, the PMP exam is of its difficulty level is towards high to very high. Okay, what does that mean for you who want to give exam in the month of September? This means when you go for the exam, make sure two things. Make sure these two things are in your control. First, you have solved the mock questions. You have solved the mock questions which are based on situational mocks. What do I mean by that? I still see on Udemy where majority of the people get their 35 PDOs and other uh, big institutes. The mocks are still ITTO based. The mocks are asking say, process, etc., etc. in majority of the questions. Please, this is a very important thing. Do those mocks which are based on situational questions. Okay, which are based on situational question, the mocks that are more relevant to the exam. For example, let me give you how I make sure this thing. Like last week I updated the simulator that I give to my student. I have added 10 into 10 150 250 questions I have added, and almost 750 more questions I am adding in my simulator. I'm updating it, and also I'm continuously removing something. This is important thing. Only get those mocks which are being continuously updated. Okay, so you can buy my simulator if you don't want to join my program and just want to get my simulator. You can get my simulator. Okay, or if you want to do it other, there are some good simulator that I would recommend that you can get. PM Prepcast is one of the good simulator. You can get PMI had launched its study hall, although it's still in beta stage, have a lot of problem, but it will be good in 2 to 3 months. And then 3D Broy on Udemy, I highly recommend his mocks on Udemy. Wagde, his mocks on Udemy. EDU HubSpot mocks, their mocks are good. Okay, these are some of the good mocks if you want to get that thing. So that is the first thing that you need to do. Get some good mocks. First thing first. Second thing. Second thing I want to discuss with you is basically wherever you are doing, wherever you are solving question answers, whichever the mocks you are having, please don't do questions on PDF. I still know, still in today's world, people are giving mocks on PDFs and things like that. Even if you are doing on PDF, let's put it that, whatever you have, please practice on time bound. Please practice your exam on time bound. What do I mean by that? You must manage time in the exam. PMP exam, situational exam, that was the tip number one. Tip number two, time management. Manage your time of the PMP exam. How can you do that? Like, let's say you are doing your mock has 60 questions. Like, there are two types of mocks that are available in the market: 60 questions or 180 questions, whatever the mock is. If you are doing 60 questions, if your simulator does not have a timer, just go to Google. And if you don't know, let me show you how to do that. Okay, just go to Google. Okay, this is google.com. Just put Google timer. Okay, 60 minutes. Okay, just put this, the time will start, and you now start solving the mocks, or 60 minutes, or I would say for 60 questions 75 minutes. Okay, Google timer for 75 minutes. You get a 75-minute timer. Even if your organization from where you have taken that, they haven't given the timer, put your mocks on time. Okay, so this is a very important thing that you need to look into that. Okay, Marine, you are my student. If guys, if you're my students, then you don't need to buy any simulator. You if you can do the mocks I am giving you, that is more than enough. Okay. Otherwise, if you're not my student, then I will put the link of the all the simulator, and later on I'll give it to you. Okay. So this is an important thing to understand, that timing and secondly situational questions. exam questions has to be Exam question has to be situational. Okay. Exam question had to be situational. That is very, very important. That is very critical to understand that thing. Situational question, time management. Now let's come to the important thing. Now you are prepared for time management, how you are going to manage time in the exam. Exam is divided into three parts: 80, 75, 75. Okay. Like exam is 180 question, 60, 60, 60. Now you need to manage the time. For the first 60 question, put 80 minutes. Okay. Then once you are done with the 60 question, the exam is going to ask you, do you want to review or do you want to take a break? Please go take a break of 10 minutes. If you don't take a break of 10 minutes, that timer basically will go back to that thing. So please take the timer, take your time. Okay. Take your time for 10-minute break, get back from the time. Okay. Once you're back for the timer, once you have taken the break, now next 60 question. Okay. Next 60 question, try to give 75 minutes for that. Please understand this thing. Please understand this thing. Last 60 questions. In the last 60 question, you must have 70 to 75 minutes. 75 is ideal, but minimum 70 minutes. Okay. Now, because if you can get that, 90% of the time, first 60 questions will be difficult, challenging, maybe impossible. The second 60 questions will be a little bit difficult. The last 60 questions, the last 60 questions are mostly easy. The last 60 questions are mostly easy. So if you don't have time for the easy questions, you are wasting yourself for PMP, right? This is a very, very important thing. You are wasting your PMP opportunity. 80, 75, 75. 80, 75, 75. Acha, important thing. Another important thing, let me clarify here. People say that, Dipti, this is the tip that I am giving right now. This is the most important tip. Further on, I can also give it to you. Just message me. I'll share you personally. Acha, let's say you are solving the first 60 question and you are at question number 50 and you see that 75 minutes have passed. The timer is running in opposite direction, 230, 229, etc., etc. 230 minus, what is 230 minus 80? The first section should be 80 minutes, right? So what is 230 minus 80? Put in the chat box. How would you know that 80 minutes have passed? You will get 150 minutes there. So let's say the exam is showing 175, something like that. Okay. The exam is showing 175 minutes are left. Now hurry up. Read the last line. That's why I teach. Read the last line. Read the last line. Option. Pick your answer. Move forward. Even last 4 or 5 questions are you do in the right quickly. Okay. Or just did the best guess. Does not matter. It's just 4 or 5 questions. After that, you have 120 question later. That is the most important thing that I want you to manage. 120 questions. Okay. So you go into the break, you take your deep breathing exercise, things like that, relax. Now the second section. Same goes for the second section. Once you are done with the 120 question, ideally you should have 75 minutes. But let's say you are 170, you are at question number 110 and the clock is showing that only 72 minutes are left or 75. Hurry up. The next 5-10 question, try to solve in 4 or 5 minutes. Again, it does not matter. Again, it does not matter that these 4 or 5 questions. You still have the last 60 question, and the last 60 question can make or break your PMP. A very important thing. So last 60 question that you are going to do, that can make or break your PMP. So hurry up and then go to. Now you have 70 to 75 minutes. Let's say 70 minutes. Okay. Now solve the last 60 question. Relax with a cool mind. Solve the last 60 question. And I can tell you for sure you will clear PMP. 80, 75, 75. If you have done situational questions, the hard exam questions, okay. Uh, if you are if you are have done time management, I'm sure you're gonna clear the PMPs. If you have any question, please feel free to ask. I want to make sure every person who listen to this video, he clears the exam. You are my student. Of course, I want my students to clear, but I also want to clear you if you are not my students. Hi, Ghulam Nabi. Hi, Fawad. Hi, Zafar. Hi, Ali. Hi, Shaukat. Hi, Alex. Hi, Osama. Hi, Faisal. Hi, Yas. Hi, Vinu. Walaikum Assalam. Hi, Umar. Hi, Ashok. Hi, Zafar Saab. Hi, Umar. Hi, Neha. Hi, Ginu. Hi, Hasib. Hi, Ginu. Hi, everyone. Hi, Sana. Hi. Yeah, Marina, I answered you. Hi, Mushtaq. Thank you for joining us. Then hi, Ali. Thank you, Amir Ali. Oh, same name. Me and you. Hi, Marine. Hi, Madia. I have exam. I told you the tip I gave is it is the tip for the last day. Plus, just message me. I'll send you some material. Okay. I think yes, it is very important video, Snan. This video can help a lot of students. Yes, 150, 150. Mohan, not 1500. 150, 150. Yeah. How many questions? Okay, Umar, PMI does not share that. How many questions you should get right to clear the exam? PMI does not share that. Okay, but interestingly, if you can get if you can get 70%, 70% right in the mocks, you would be good to go. Okay, I don't think so. There will be a big problem if you are getting 70% good mocks. Can you please tell me what's the passing shorts pattern? Basically, the PMI does not share the passing percentage, but for because the exam is qualitative, above target, target, below target. But if you are getting 70% in good marks, that is the passing. Thank you, Marine. Hi Uday, hi Vasik, hi Flame, hi Aves, hi Didas, hi Vids. Is the demand PMP according to survey in the upcoming future in by 2030 the demands of PMP it will be increased by 10 folds by 10x. What is my logo? By 10x. So becoming PMP is becoming more and more important. So if you are not even certified PMP, this is the time to do certification as that. Hi Omar, hi Mitten, hi Renan. Is it not a risk, Amir, to have 4 5 last question? No, it's not. My friend, in the first 60 question, you are focusing on the bigger picture. Remember, Faryal, prioritize high value. In the first section, you are just playing with the first 4 5 questions so that you can get other 120 questions right. In the second question, 60 question, you need to see like it's like you have $1 million and you have $100,000, okay, or let's say $50,000, and someone asks you which one you want to lose. Which one you want to lose? 50,000, option A, or $1 million, option B. You tell me. You tell me, my friend. That is the exactly thing. Okay. Thank you, Sadia. Hi, Yasir. Hi, Samita. Good to have you, Samita. Hi, Sadia. Okay. Yes, guys, please like the video. Let's have 100 likes. Thank you, Sadia. Hi Samir, walaikum assalam. Good to see you. Hi Sadi. Okay, guys. Any question? Okay. What is okay? So this is the important thing with PMP exam. 50% is process, 42% is people, and 8% is business environment. So it is that line that you have to go towards that thing. So I would say that if you get target in both people, process, and business environment, you still pass. If you get target in people and process, and below target in business environment, still you pass. If you get target in process, below target in people, still you can pass. Okay, so it's more of a 45 minute like that. Okay, is there any possible we could start the last? No, 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 no. PMP exam is a scheduled question 1 2 3 1 to 60, then 61 to 120, and 120 to 180. You don't know where the questions are coming, which part of the question is coming first, which part of the question is coming second. Okay, so they are all mixed. They are all mixed. You don't know about them. Okay, you have no idea about that. Okay, that's you don't know. Simply is that. So you have to follow the PMI first part, second, and third. Good question, Spartan. Let's save the video. Thank you. Hi, Pia. How to manage lengthy question? Reading last line. Do we have any other approach? Okay, Ayaz, understand this thing. The 7-step formula, if you have my 7-step formula, if you don't, you can ask me. You can ask me. I can send you that booklet also for you. You can have that booklet with you. The 7-step formula is actually because of this thing. How you to solve lengthy question. Step number one, slow down. Okay, don't get frightened from the long question. Most of the time when you are solving the question answers, people get frightened because of the long questions. Long questions are actually more easier if you, step number one, read the question slowly. Okay, read it super slowly. That is one. Secondly, when you are reading the question in the exam, as I am writing, when I solve the question, I write down things. You can actually write it down in the PMP exam. Mark it. So mark the keywords. Step number two, mark the keywords. Step number three, of course, read the last line first. And step number four, use elimination technique. And if you can use this thing, I'm 100% sure you can solve all the long questions. Okay. I have seen a lot of students, they go for the exam, but a lot of students are scared. If you solve the mocks in the right way, if you get good mocks, and if you, of course, get good coaching, okay, get good coaching, I'm 100% sure you will be confident in giving the exam. One of the purpose of the coaching, one of the purpose of the coaching is basically this, but I am saying that to help you coach, that is the purpose of coaching, to guide you, to work with you till you become certified. Thank you, Sadia. How can we check if any question is? No, you cannot check. The PMI mix the question. All questions are mixed. You cannot check. Even if you pass or fail the exam, when they give you the result, they just shows which domain the exam is coming. PMI does not disclose this information. As you suggested, take a break. Will no. With the exam is 230 minutes. That is 3 hours 50 minutes. Okay, 230 minutes. After 60 question, let's say you solved after 80 minutes, the exam will ask you, do you want to take a break or do you want to review? And as soon as you press next for the break, a 10-minute timer will start. That timer, if you don't take break, you will not get that 10 minutes in the exam. Okay, you will not get that timer for your exam. That timer is only for break, and same goes for the second one. Clear? Thank you, Nida. I use the same technique for scrum and cleared it. Thanks for the tips, Tarim. Now cleared PMP with the same tips. Thank you very much. Mocks are the best. Thank you, Usma. Okay, what not to do in PMP exam? Don't panic. This is the number one thing. Even let's say you are supposed to solve question in 80 minutes, the first 60 question, but it took 90 minutes or 95 minutes. Still, calm down. In the 10-minute break, close your eyes, relax. Just remember 4 or 5 things what you are gratitude about, so that you can shift your mind. And then in the next question, stay calm, try to complete in a way so that you have 65 to 70 minutes for the last section. Whatever happen, don't lose your nerves. Stay calm, and I am 100% sure that you will clear the exam. A very good question, PIY, that stay calm. That is the most important tip I can give you. Control your nerves. Okay. Acha ji. Do I need to remember all theory, technique, name, formulas? Dipti, in the exam, you need to know SPI, CPI, okay, for sure. You need to know 3-point formula, optimistic. Guys, put in the chat box what is 3-point formula. That you need to know without any doubt, okay. Uh, like you need to understand that motivational theories, वगैरह. They are on my channel. I put 3-minute video for the formulas. Do watch that. I am sure that video will help you to understand what is that thing or what is not. Acha ji, step number one is actually I don't remember step myself. Step number one is slow down. Step number two is guys put in the chat box of the seventh step. Slow down, read the last line first. Step number three is use elimination technique. Step number four, identify the keyword. Step number five, have a servant leadership mentality. Step number six, identify the life cycle, predictive age, etc. etc. I'll show you the book in a minute. This Piyush, good to see you, man. This is 3 point formula for what? This is triangular distribution. What about beta distribution? What are you supposed to review in the last days? In the last days, that's first of all, we need to look into that what mocks you are doing. First of all, if you have done good mocks, I would recommend to the lesson learns. Okay, and Didas, since you are my student, I will make a plan for you for each days what you need to do. First, you need to do 60 people question, then process question, then 180 question, then even for last day, I'll share the material. Gee, guys, anyone else? Thanks. Thank you for asking that question. Your questions give me energy. Gee, anyone else? Any question? Okay. 3 point estimation, beta distribution. Fawad, remember this thing. When the exam does not ask about that thing, always, when the exam does not ask, always use beta distribution. Thanks, Amir. Can you please touch base about the RCA technique from, I'll show you in the solving the question answers when you are doing how to do the root cause analysis and elimination technique. Yes, for sure. I'll show you in a while. Okay, thank you very much. You responded well. No, nobody do that. Thank you, Snan. Yeah, for apart from this thing, just understand this thing. When I say lesson learn is identified. What did you do wrong in the question? What did you do wrong in the question? And what did you do in the right in the question? And take that lesson by learning the explanation from the question and put it in an Excel file. That is the lesson learned. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Rough paper is provided in the exam center. Piyush, if you first of all, you guys, you can give the exam in center or you can give exam at home. Both options are available, right? So I highly recommend that you give the exam in the centers. Okay, we give the exam in the center. In the center, they will give you and pen, paper and pencil. You can write things on it, but you are not allowed to take the paper with you. Funny story: when my wife gave the exam for PMP, and she did not get a paper; it was more like a plastic paper. She brought that paper home, and the person who was in charge there, he actually knew me. It was in the my city, and I sent a lot of students to him. So he next day he called me, said that so that is the PMI Pearson's property. If you can return the paper. So next day I went there to give that plastic paper back to them. Yeah, that is an interesting thing. Thank you. I have completed the understand topic. Thank you. Thank you very much. Guys, do like these videos. We have more than 80 people watching a different mechanism, but on less than 50 likes. Please, let's go to the 100. What Sadia is saying. Sadia is saying 100% right. Okay. Uswa Kawal, what is the most difficult and okay, now Uswa, that depends from students to student. Okay, it depends from student to student, but normally, agile is the most complex topic for student, and the most important topic for the exams are agile, stakeholder, communication, team. If you master these four topics, agile, stakeholder, communication, team, I'll make sure your PMP exam will be for sure. Okay, this is an important thing. Okay, G. Is the time ticker always? Yes, Hasib. Just like when we are gonna solve the question, downside it is on the right side. The time ticker, just like the my simulator, the ticker is almost just like that. The concept circle. Thank you. Do they in the just like you have a calculator in your computer? Similarly, the software will have a calculator in it for what? Okay. Sir, in general, how the PMP exams are distributed between the. Okay, Samir, as I said, your exam is basically based on exam content outline for which the material I am giving you. Uh, so, what you need to do, the exam will have agile stakeholder communication team. These four topics, agile stakeholder communication team, as the 80% in the exam. That is the feedback from the current student. Yes, Kaval, thank you very much. Agile stakeholder communication team. That is the heart and soul of PMP exam. Okay, thank you for saying that 1,000 likes. Ah, I wish. If in PMP question not mentioned, we will consider that a hybrid question. What do you mean by hybrid question? Put in the chat box. How do you know that this is hybrid question? Put in the chat box. When the questions are hybrid question, basically you need a change request to handle it. You will act as a servant leader and you have plans for everything. Okay, like we took servant mentality from agile. We collaborate with the customer from the agile, but we do documentation and change request is required. That's kind of a mix. That is the hybrid what we consider for the PMP exam. I hope that makes sense. Predictive plus adaptive. Can you yeah, this is five topics. Agile stakeholder communication team, four, not five. Uh, Amir, PMP exam has 180 questions. Out of 180 question, 175, 176 will be MCQs with one option. Okay, one or two question will be MCQs with select two or three right, and two to three will be drag and drop questions. Okay, guys. G. Anyone else? G. Alright. Okay. Can we carry our? Yes, you can carry wallet. You can carry your mobile. But when you go to the center, you can see there are locker behind me, right? There are locker behind me. So similar, just like this, the exam center has lockers. Okay, and you can put your mobile wallet there. Okay, and they will give you key, and after that you can have that locker or that thing with you. Or if they don't have locker, mostly they have. If they don't have, they will turn your mobile phone and they will take it, and the wallet they will allow you to carry it with you, but they may check it. Hi Khatija. The best way to the best way to answer any question is to look for options what solve the problem. Okay, so Piyush, it depends from person to person. I have seen three different ways for solving the question answers. Let me explain you that. First step. First step is this. When you are solving the question, read the last line first. Okay, read the last line first, then go to the question, then option. That is the first way. Second way, read the last line first and read the option. Actually, I do this in my real exam. Whenever I'm solving the questions, I solve it in this way, especially my program management, and I teach this to program management. Somebody was asking about the long question. This is what you need to do for the long question, because in program management you have all the questions of a one paragraph. So read the last line and then the option. 90% of the time you get the answer. Then you read the first line, okay, and look the options and then the question answer. So this way you can do it. Piyush, I hope that makes sense to you. So for hybrid, change request, customer collaboration, document, and plans are there. Yeah, yeah, Fawad, very well pointed out. How we identify them? I just shared it. Okay, can you please elaborate incremental and iterative delivery? Okay, for incremental, it's very easy to understand. Incremental is just like how the seasons, drama, serials, or the if you watch John Wick, how those movies are released, step by step, step by step, step by step, step by step. Scope is fixed. Okay, Faisal Zahir, scope is fixed, but delivery is in parts. Okay, for example, sometime it happens you get the complete mall, the mall opens in part this day, this, or grid stations. Now grid station 1 will open, then 2, then 3. That is incremental. Iterative approach is mainly used. Share something, they get the feedback, you work on it, then you improve it, and keep on doing that, keep on doing that, keep on doing that. This is one of the way, this is one of the way that you keep on walking into that. Okay, this is iterative. Prototypes are made into that way. Okay. G, risk and issue. Dipti, are you connected to me on LinkedIn? If not, yesterday, the day before yesterday, actually, because LinkedIn and it was not LinkedIn, many of the students were getting confused between risk and issues. Okay, many of student does get confused between risk and issue. So what I did, I basically made a video on this thing about risk and issue. Not video, I made a small post that you can look into that, and that will help your thing forever. But since you asked the question here, let me answer here. Risk must have two things. It must be identified before happening. It must be identified before happening. That is the first thing. Okay? That is the first thing. It must be identified before it is happened. That is the first thing. Dipti, I am sharing the LinkedIn link here. Okay? It must be identified before it happened. That is the first thing. Okay? And you must have plan for it. Even if you identified it, you did not have a plan, and that happened, it goes into issue. Issue is something that has happened. Okay? Issue is something that has already happened. Issue is something that has already happened. This is an important thing to understand. Happen and issue is always negative. Is it clear, my friend? The risk and issue. It's an important thing. You will get a lot of questions in the exam. I'm happy that you are liking it, Faisal. Ask more questions. I'm available here. My entire night is open. Yes, the weightage for each question for easiness, you should understand it's 1 month. Can we use the translate? No, no, Zafar Saab. You need to prepare yourself. That is why I highly recommend you do good quality of mocks. You do good quality of mocks. Prepare for them. For example, uh, for my students who suffer these things, what I do is a lot of questions that they have to go through. So once they are there, their English becomes at least that level. This is a very important thing because PMI for Arabic people they are giving exam in Arabic. For many language they are giving like 15 language. They are not doing in Hindi or Urdu as of now, but maybe they do in future. Like this. Thank you. Pesh clear. Acha, rolling wave planning and progressive elaboration. Rolling wave planning and progressive elaboration uh, are basically both same thing. Okay, are basically both same thing. What does both mean? Initially, you plan at high level. You plan at high level, but as you move forward, you start planning it in detail. Okay, I'll explain one more time. Initially, you plan at high level, but as you move forward, you start planning that thing in detail. This is both of them, both planning, rolling wave and progressive. Now, progressive elaboration is used in predictive. Rolling wave planning is used in agile. That's the second difference. Third thing, progressive elaboration is used for plans like project management plan, schedule plan. Rolling wave planning is used for activity. We use it at activity level. That is rolling wave planning. I hope, Piyush, that is clear to you. Iterative is mostly prototyping. Yes. Yeah, guys, this is the link of the article, link of that thing. Okay. Acha, a very important thing that I want to, I want that yesterday I put a LinkedIn article on 18 plans and 33 documents. If you haven't read that, please go that. That is a game changer for you. It took me at least 6 to 8 hours to collect the data, write it, review it, and then put that article. Why? Because one, you will not get a question in the exam that is directly asking you about that thing. Okay? But you must know the 18 plans and 33 documents into that. We are here. Yes, guys, please do like it. I have heard, yes, yes, we'll coach you, guide you till you become PMP. Teach very well. Thank you. Welcome, man. Best teacher. Thank you, Spartans. Thank you. You are awesome. Yeah, I know that. Okay, your explanations are excellent. Thank you very much. 230 plus. Okay. Which are good mocks? Of course, I can recommend my mocks. You can get that. You can get my mocks. Plus, yeah, I would recommend apart from my mocks, because in my mocks I am continuously updating, and you also get PMI ATP mocks. You can get 3D Broy mocks on Udemy, Wagner Azam mocks on Udemy, and these are two good mocks on Udemy. Then you can get EDU HubSpot and PM Prepcast. These are good mocks. These are good mocks because you don't need to have that. Since you are my student, you will get all those mocks what are needed for that. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yesterday, you posted 18 plans. Please understand this thing. Business case and benefit management plan, that is benefit realization plan, they are business documents. There are three things in PMP to understand. One is business document, business case, benefit management plan, that are plans, pre-project plan. Then project charter, a document that does not belong to anyone. Then comes the 18 plans. All these 18 plan, okay, all these 18 plan is basically all these 18 plans are part of project management plan. If you read article Vasik, in the article I wrote it clearly that all plans are part of project management plan. Let me show you so that for everyone this becomes very clear. All plans are you look at the project management, the primary document, how the plans will be monitored. So all plans are actually part of project management plan, and benefit management plan supersedes or is not the part of that. Okay, it's not the part of that. That is why 61, not 3 likes here. Hasnan, we have how many likes? Yes, guys, please do like this video if you haven't liked it. It can start coming into the algorithm. Okay, is there any way to review the answer once we yes, if you're talking about in the exam, yes, you can review the answers once you go back there. Okay, you can review the answers there. No? For the every 60 question, after every 60 question, the exam will ask you, do you want to ask anything, things like that. But document, no sponsor approve all the plans, na? All the plans, all the 33 document, pure sponsor does not approve. He has nothing to do that. Okay, thank you. Work breakdown structure versus activity list. Work breakdown structure is basically the hierarchical breakdown of entire work. Okay, activity list actually becomes a part of that. Okay, activity list is a part of that which you do later on. Is the highest level, then you go to the next level into that. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Sadia. Thank you. Can you share the link of for the yesterday or artificial on article on LinkedIn? Okay, I'll share the link. But if you are not connected to my LinkedIn, I highly recommend that you get connected. Here is the link of the article. To all my students, I shared it in the group. Okay. Okay, guys. I guess if you have any question, you can also ask. Okay. Okay. Let's start solving the question answers. If you have any question, I will be still be here to answer any question. Let's start. Guys, put your justification in the question. Why do you think this is the right answer or wrong answer? That's a very important thing. Put the justification in the question. Why do you think this is the right answer or wrong answer? Okay. Would love to know why you are putting something as a right answer or wrong. Okay. A. Escalate to the sponsor. A. Okay, G. What will be your next step? You are working in a project and your team has just shared that the cost will be more than the benefit. So we know that business case stands on that benefit to cost. But now the cost is more. What will you do that? Keep monitoring. You can, but your responsibility as a project manager is to escalate. A is the first step when the sponsor gives the approval. Because this is a critical thing to understand for PMP exam. In order to close the project, if you want to close your project, you need an approval for the sponsor. Without the sponsor approval, you cannot close the project. This is a very very important thing. You need approval for that. So A is the right answer for this thing. Okay. Okay. After we do three section, if we have extra time, no, you can only review the last part. You cannot go back with. You cannot go back. You can. That's why once the 60 questions are done, you go for the break. You cannot come back. This is a thing for PMP exam. You cannot go back. What is the main difference benefit of requirement traceability matrix is basically it gives you all the connection from start till end. It gives you all the connection, whereas requirement documentation only classified the functional non-functional. Benefit realization is a part of a benefit management plan. Benefit management plan is sometimes called that benefit realization plan. Okay, we know. Why did you put B, brother? See, why did you put B here? We need to look into that. Feature driven development. No, that is not needed for PMP exam, Priyal. It is not needed for the PMP exam. A. Yes, yes. Guys, I like this justification. Put the justification in the answers. Now, that is very important. Why this question is right or wrong to understand the pattern question. It's good. Okay, Ji. Next question. Okay, what answers we have here? Since PM need to. Okay. What should the project manager do in future to avoid recurrence? So guys, if you look at the question categorically asking what should the project manager do in future, not now, in future, in the future project to avoid this reoccurrence. During a weekly status meeting, one of the stakeholder complained that he is getting too detailed report, whereas another stakeholder complained he is not getting enough report. Okay, from it, this look like that is a problem of a communication, right? But the last line says something else. We are talking about in the future. Understand requirement of each stakeholder. Yes, it looks like right answer. Send videos? No. Only share detailed report? No. No. Okay. So this is the options. A is the right answer. Let me twist this question. If the question said, if the question said like this, update lesson learn register, or update issue log, or update risk register, what will be the answers then? What will be the answer then? This is an important thing to know that. Positive or negative words, like fire is a negative word, positive work is train, coach, work with the team, something like that. Okay. Three, Justin brother, 4 hour of communication. Okay. Yes. Then what will be the answer, guys? If the question has in this option for future, lesson and Renuka, future, whenever the question says future, it is always lesson learn register. Always lesson learn register. Okay. If the question has future and in the option, let's say twist the question in this way. Okay. The option is lesson learn register. The option is issue log. The option is risk register. I'm gonna play with this question in four way. Okay. So the question says, no, what will is the answer? What is the answer for this one? You have A, B, C, D. This is not the option. This is not the option. This is not the option. So what will you play here? Now what will be your answer? A, B, C, D. Yes, yes. Be with me. I'm gonna update it. What should the project manager do first? Now the question says all options are same. This is not there. Okay. Now the question says what should the project manager do first? Now what will be your answer? The question says, let's call it now 27B. Yes, now it is issue log. Now let me make it as a 27C. Now the question says, what should the project manager do so that this issue does not occur again in same project? This problem does not occur again in the same project. We don't want the same problem to occur in the same project. No, guys, in same project. That is why I ask this thing. Okay, this is the difference between you are asking me Dipti and somebody else also asked me. Okay, okay, this is very important thing. Okay, that when the problem can reoccur in the same project, we will update a risk register because it may or it may not happen. It may or may not happen. Okay, but it is if it is happening, the first thing the problem comes, it is issue log. For future, we will use for future for future we will use lesson learned register. Okay, clear? Is this clear to everybody? Put in the chat box yes, no, etc., etc. Is this clear to you or not? It's an important concept between four documents, when to use which document and how to use them. It's a kind of a important concept. I hope that makes sense to everyone. Okay. Now, this is a very important question that I want to discuss here. This is an important question. What should the project manager has done here? You are working in the project, you have analyzed that the project sponsor has always consulted his secretary, who has been working with the to understanding whenever next time you want to share something, if he gave comment, you modified and show it. What did he used? A, sure. B, sure. Political awareness, okay. Cultural awareness. Now here I want to put it this thing, that you need to understand the difference between culture and political awareness. We had this discussion last time. Culture awareness is basically understanding the dynamics of the culture, the religion, the customs, how things are done in the religious culture way. Political awareness is basically understanding how the person is doing those things in your organization. Okay, how the person is doing those things in your organization. uh, that is basically political awareness, like who has the power even if they are not in your organizational chart. Okay, who has the power, whom you can influence it, whom you can work with it. So that is political awareness. Okay, that is political awareness. So in this question, the right answer for this question, my friend, is understanding the political dynamics of that. Okay, understanding the political dynamics. C is the right answer. Okay. Okay. A A A A A A D A D D A. Okay, where should it be documented? Okay, you are the project manager for a virtual diverse team. You have people belong to all customs and culture. You set should be set the language of the team to be English. Okay, English. Where should it be documented? Now this is a very important thing. Like, shall it be BC? No. Okay. Now normally the answers look like as a D option, but which language we will use, what our values will be, how that thing should be documented is the right answer. I specifically use this question that in this question we need to look into that. We need to look into that how the things are. So team charter is the right answer here. Okay, team charter is the right answer in this option. A very important thing, ground rules and things like that. No less, but just a reminder about. Okay, Ayaz, I'll put RC for this question in 1 second. Language must be mentioned in the last question. Same process was it. Even Neha, it is used for 30 years, but it is because of the political dynamics. Like, for example, I still remember I was working in I was giving the consultancy in one of the project. Okay, in that project, basically, in that pattern project, basically there was a cook, chef, and whenever the country manager or the program manager used to come here, the first person he used to meet was that cook. He has been working in with the organization for last 10-15 years. Then there was another lifter supervisor who has been working for 30 years. He was also then talking to him. What was that? He was trying to get the information because of the political environment. Culture is like a custom, religion, how the language should be, things like that. Okay, and I asked, this is lesson learned, that what I just did, learn from it and put it into the Excel file. Okay, but I highly recommend that you put those things into Excel file. Now people do ask me why I recommend this to put in an Excel file. Guys, you want to put in an Excel file, put it in an Excel file. I have numbers, you can put in a number wherever you are putting this. The purpose here is to understand this thing. The purpose here is to that you can review that thing. Okay, for example, let's say included inclusion, no, inclusion and diversity, yes, but where do we write it? Which is the most important document to do that? Team charter. Look at Fawad, what is the team charter? Team charter. They like the team charter is specifically good. I like it. 50 point is also good. Okay. Acha, let's for somebody who asked me, I asked what to do in the lesson learn. Okay, let's see, you are in the number. So let's say this is my lesson learn column. In that question, I will learn that team charter. What Dipti said, team charter is for team. It has values, etc., language, and ground rules. Okay. For the previous question, I'll put cultural awareness. What is cultural awareness? Okay. Culture awareness. What is that? And maybe in the next line, I can put here political awareness. This is your RCA that you keep getting it, and as we are moving forward, it is being developed along the way. Okay. That is something of your RCA. Which question number was it, guys? 26, 27, 8, yeah, 20, 29, 30, yeah. Okay. Question number 30. Acha ji, 30th, A, B. Talk to both of them, understand A, B. Let's read the question. You ended the meeting immediately. What will you do next? You entered in a team meeting. Two members are having a conflict with each other. Team member A starts yelling at B and use abusive language. You ended the meeting. What will you do next? Talk to next keywords. Okay. Talk to understand the reason of conflict. Yes, one of the biggest thing in the project management is to understand the reason of that. Talk to team member A, his language. Okay, not bad. No, no. So between A and B, I will go with A option. Acha, a very important strategy that I learned from one of my student. I learned it from one of my student. You always learn things, right? So he said that, sir, whenever I pick the answer, uh, if I look, if it feels that A is the right answer, I immediately put A answer. Okay, I immediately put A answer and I'll go with that thing whenever I see the answer. So what he did, what he did was that he said go from option D, B, C, A, D, B, C, A. That can also work. No, Fahad, A is the answer. No, if then go for C. Yes, you are right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's go to the next question. Okay. Which document suggests how should the team member take action? You are a busy project manager. You entered a meeting when one of the team member was sharing status. You interrupted them and asked something. Team member said, "We have already discussed." Which document suggests how should the team member take decisions? Guys, the question is twisting. So this is the important thing. The question does not ask what mistake you did. He, how the team should make decisions? No, no, no. It is the right answer. A is the right answer. Next question. No, Dipti, there is a ground rule document. Please understand this thing. Okay, ground rule document is we put as a document. That is important thing. Okay, which document is he referring to? Okay, now what I was saying that one of the student he recommended, like I go from a previous option to above. Project management plan, resource plan, team charter, ground rule. Does not help me. You are a busy project manager. You entered a meeting when one of the team member was sharing status. You interrupted them and asked something. Team member said, "We have already discussed." Came to you violated what? He violated ground rules. A is the right answer. Not the team charter. A is the right answer. By the way, guys, this is my longest public coaching call that we are doing right now. 1 hour and 30 minutes. So thank you for asking such a good questions. I love answering you. Do nothing. Ground part. Ground rule is not a part. It is a part of Dipti. Okay. But it is also another separate document also. What should the project manager do? You are managing a project or having conflict with each other how to handle a particular problem. They are discussing with each other and trying to find out different solutions. Okay. They are discussing what's the project. Take a decision. Okay. Do nothing, etc. etc. B is the right answer. Guys, you need this is a very important thing here. As a project manager, you need to let the team grow. Okay, you need to let the team grow. If you keep interrupting with the team, they will never grow na? So you need to let the team grow. In order to understand, in order to work with the team, the stage number one, we need to let them grow. So do nothing. This is that cases when we actually do nothing. Okay, do nothing. The team is having a discussion with them. C B C B C C C C C. Which conflict management technique you have used here? You are managing a large pharmaceutical project. Is always late to the meeting. Even today, he is late in the meeting. You did not talk to him about this. You just documented it. Okay, guys, it's not problem solving. Okay, it's not accommodating. It's not smoothing. It is avoiding. Now, this is an important thing for those people who has any other option. Please understand this thing. You must know the difference between all the techniques. Problem solving is you talk, identify the best solution. Smooth thing is that you did talk and say that we will do it later on. Accommodating is basically you say you talked to him and he said that I was busy, etc., etc. And you say, okay, sir, please try to be there. You accommodate. You did not do anything proactively. You just documented it. Okay, you just documented it. You avoided from the conflict. I don't want you to avoid from the conflict. Just avoid it from the conflict. I don't want it. Sometimes it can be a good solution. I'm not saying, right? I'm not saying it's not a good solution. It can be. It depends on the scenario. It depends from scenario to scenario. Everything is at our disposal. Okay. So here we did avoid. See. Okay. A confused between A and E. E A E A E A E. Okay. Let's see. What should the project manager do? You are managing a project, two members are having conflict with each other, how to handle a particular problem. They are discussing with each other and trying to find out different solution. Senior members state that his solution must be used as his trial. Junior member says your ways are outdated. Okay. Now take a decision. This is called as forcing. This is avoiding. This is we cannot take any side. We don't know who is right. We as a team member try to do we as a project manager we need to see what is the best possible solution. So in this scenario, whenever the question says talk to the team member and identify the solution in that pertinent way, 90% of the time that is the right answer. Okay, 90% of the time that is the right answer. Whenever the question says okay talk to the team member, work into that. So somebody was asking uh, what is the positive words for PMP. If you look into the positive words for PMP, these are some of the positive words we need to look into that, right? These are some of the positive words we can look into that. Okay, this thing is that, this thing is that, this thing is that, something like that. When it works, okay, when it works, then you can get into that and you can get best possible scenarios answers. So my recommendation to you guys is that whenever the question says the good has happened, bad has happened, we need to identify the best possible scenario. We need to see how we can do that thing. So E is the right answer for this question. Guys, are we done with the 10 questions? I guess we are. Okay. So yeah. So these were the 10 question answers for today. I hope you have learned it. If anyone still has any question, please feel free to ask the question answer. I'm available. No problem at all. Guys, my batch program is going to while while closing if due to emergency. There is a thing called governance board or steering committee. If the sponsor is not there, then the next person highlighted by the governance board or the steering committee will become your de facto sponsor and he will take that decision. Okay. Acha, guys, my batch program is going to start this Friday. Today's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. If you really want to become certified PMP and you want to do that, please join this program. And through my customized roadmap, my daily follow-up and coaching call. This is just one coaching call. We do 3, 4 coaching calls. And I have just decided in the month, in the upcoming month, we are also gonna do PMP marathon. And this time we are gonna do PMP marathon probably with more than 60 question answers. So this is something that will be accessible to my students. Even the recording will be available for them, and we have made more than 300 new updated questions made by certified PMPs that are only accessible to my students. They are not even, if you purchase my mock, it is not available there. It is only available to my students who join the program. My goal is that every single student who join my program, he or she becomes certified PMP. So if you want to become PMP in 4 to 6 weeks, we will make sure that you become certified PMP. This is the time. Contact us, contact me on my WhatsApp number, and I'll make sure that you become PMP. 99% success record for last 4 years. More than 1200 PMPs in last 3 years. 400 plus PMP for 29 in this year. This is something that I'm saying to you. Contact me on the number below, and I'll make sure through my customized roadmap, daily follow-up, and coaching call, you become certified project management professional. Okay. SIPOC is used in Lean Six Sigma, supplier input process output customer. It's an entire chain, very especially used in Lean, where we see how we can remove waste from the project. So that is basically SIPOC model: supplier, input, process, output, customer. Okay, the entire chain model that is used. For example, if you want to decrease the lead time, how when the somebody requested and how it is gonna work, the SIPOC model will be used for the entire way. Okay, SIPOC model will be used. Clear? Okay, this thank you. Difference between team charter. Team charter is a Dipti, if you have taken the training, it must have be in that thing. Na? Team charter is a document that consists of working agreements, that consists of ground rules itself, values, belief, and things like that. Ground rule, which is a part of the team charter, and agile team put it in their information area, in their common location, that these ground rules should be followed. Okay, all the ground rules are part of that, but it is also considered a separate document. I hope that makes sense. Thank you everyone. Thank you very much. Yes, thank you. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Sadia. Supplier, input, process, output, customer. Thank you, Samita. Okay, guys, thank you very much. And as I was saying, join the program. Let's start working, and I'll make sure you become certified project management professional in minimum possible time. With that, thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum. Namaste. Sat Sri Akal. Good morning, wherever you are. I wish you all the best of luck for your PMP preparation. Become PMP. Adnan. And here we have my 1000 PM in less than 3 years, Muhammad Adil.